Did you plan Showdown this year too?
Yeah, I was part of the planning team for that too. So 2 years in a row I've been on the planning team. Last year I kind of spearheaded the planning team. This year I was more sort of like an advisor sort of role to it.
You were also the MC last year, right?
I was the MC.
Yeah, talk about that.
MC.
Talk about what'd you have to prepare for that?
A script. I know. The Showdown last year was so hard to plan.
Yeah.
One, because for 2 years before there was no Showdown, and so because of like COVID, and we canceled it another year, and so think about it. Picture this: you're a junior, you're in charge of this division, you're in charge of planning Showdown. No one in your team has ever seen a Showdown. Your advisor has never advised a Showdown. He just knows it from seeing it from the audience. So we have no clue like how this thing really works. We have no files of how these things really work because there was no really good record keeping that was done. So we don't know the timeline. We don't know what meetings we need to have with the teams. We don't know, we just don't know
what to do.
What to do. And so here we are. All we have is like old Heights articles and like old footage to work off of.
They really didn't have any record keeping at all.
No real good record keeping. So I made well sure that we had some great record keeping.
Yeah.
Every meeting, every word that was said. And so we started, you start planning for this like end of first semester. So around like November, December, you put out the feelers for the teams, like who wants to perform. Obviously, they all say yes because this is the thing.
This is the big one.
And then throughout the entire second semester, you're just grinding. And like usually the team this year is about like 6 or 7 of us, and like it's a nice core team. Last year, it was really like a strong 2 people. Yeah. Like it was me and my advisor, like planning everything, and then like we delegate some tasks to our legacy program. But because everything was so fresh, we wanted to do this one right. Like we put like an extra amount of hours into like sleepless nights doing like Showdown. I'd be in the library, and like I'm not doing homework. I'm sending out emails to dance teams and responding to them.
Right.
And also, like, I'm like a junior, and all these dance teams are, oh, my goodness. Sometimes they're divas.
Yeah. We know.
Divas.
Yeah, we know.
Sometimes they're divas. And, like, imagine managing 16 different dance teams with different egos. And keep having to tell them, like, I'm doing my best.
Hey, man.
This is my first time.
Cut me some slack. I need this.
Oh, yeah. So it's a crazy process. And so we put on the show, and, like, the show was crazy. Like, that year. It was crazy. Hosting was crazy. I remember like I just like blacked out on stage like when like the lights went down. I was like, oh my gosh. All this hard work that we put in is finally coming to the stage.
Every performer says exactly the same thing. That's what they told us leading up to it the entire time. They said you're just gonna black out for 5 minutes while you're performing.
Like that first, like oh my god, I can't even imagine. Like that was like the biggest rush I think I've ever had in my life. Just like that many people, knowing that I like planned this. Oh, crazy! And like the script was great last year for the MC. Like the MC script was really funny last year.
Because you wrote it, right?
Yeah, I was cracking it up. Like, I kept saying, I really like. Woo, I would like start to cheer, and like when I need them to be quiet, I go chill. And that's like right when like Heard was like popping off, like it started to like really pop off, and so I realized halfway through the show, like, oh my god, I could just look on Her to see what people are feeling, how people are feeling about the show. Yeah. Like this fucking MC tells me to chill one more time. I swear to God. And then, so I said it again as soon as I went back up there on stage. But it was so fun, and I think. So yeah, we do the event. It's great. Everyone's happy. Like. Basically, the show is, like, flawless. Like, a flawless show. But then we realized, like, after the show, we started to make some mistakes. So, like, I was so caught up in the moment. I was hugging my advisor. I'm like, we did it, Matt. We did it. And then it dawns on us, like, way too late. After they do the cleaning right after Showdown ends. We're like, wait. Where are the scorecards? He's like, oh, huh. Do you have them? No. Do I have them? No. So who has the fucking scorecards? Right. They cleaned up the scorecards off the judges' tables.
Really?
Gone. thrown away. And so now I'm sitting here after the show like, wow, we have no scorecards. The teams don't know this yet, but I know they are gonna rip me apart for not even having scorecards. And lo and behold, they ripped me the fuck apart for not. Like the whole show was great. The whole show was great. And then the scorecards just, oh my god! And people thought it was a conspiracy.
Oh, of course. You
They're
kidding
like,
me?
the scorecards went away. Like I got some crazy emails from some teams.
Bro, I'd know it's not a conspiracy. I'd still call it a
They're like,
conspiracy.
this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
This is unacceptable. And even like last year, like Dance Ensemble won, and like Heard was not liking that. And so the fact that happened, plus the scorecards went missing.
Okay.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Wait, so how did you get the winners then?
No, the judges like did it.
Oh, okay.
Tallied it, and they picked the winner that way.
Okay. But they left.
But then like
the rest of the teams.
They left. No, like all the scorecards were just like on the table.
Okay.
And so they just cleaned it up. They just cleaned it up. Like these weren't important. And so I knew this was gonna be such a bad. Then I asked Bobby, who's our production guy, and he goes, "Oh, Bobby, do you have like a recording on the show?" He goes, "No." Oh.
Great.
Now we don't even have a recording of the show professionally done. Oh, fantastic. So I got no scorecards.
Yeah.
I got no professional recording. There's no live feed there's no live feed that was playing last year. It was just like blank screen.
Okay.
And so these three things culminated into like, oh my goodness, unacceptable. Like, no recording. We had alums who couldn't see it, and we don't have a recording to show them, and it's all your fault, and like, what am I supposed to do with that? But they like all loved Showdown. It was like so weird. They give me like hella shit, and we're like, oh, thank you for putting on Showdown, though. That was great. Like I really loved performing.
I can imagine that 100%.
Yeah.
Our captain's ripping into that 100%.
Oh, everyone ripped into me, dude. It was like, but it was funny. But I think like after like doing Showdown, like that's when like my face actually was like everywhere, like around school, around campus. I was the MC that said chill all the time, or like like people were shouting me out of my classes like the next day, and it was like
it's a good feeling.
It is a great feeling. It is a great feeling, but you gotta stay.